starch in them. And if they have a lot of starch, they're big and puffy and nice. If there's not enough starch and a lot more sugar, they get wrinkled. So they'll look like a little wrinkled kernel. Okay? So that is genetic as well. So what you're going to do is you're going to follow through with our directions here on the first part, and then we'll talk about monohybrid crosses. And then we'll go through to the doing a dihybrid cross. But we're going to do a practice one before we get into this, to make sure that you understand the steps of it in case you got a little bit of trouble with it or anything. So let's just use some practice before we get into this. What's the words mean anyway? Dihybrid and monohybrid. Yeah, and it's like, what, they demonstrate themselves in different ways, the alleles are different, like what? Monohybrid means that there's... So what's the two different things here? So you have something that either has the ability to produce chlorophyll or doesn't have the ability to produce chlorophyll. So they differ in that way. So if we follow two traits, that would be the save that. Okay, let's do one up here, just to practice one. Now, obviously, if you do that, everybody knows what you're going to get, right? Yeah. Okay. Now, what if we did like something else? Let's just do it. Everybody knows about this one too. Let's do capitals first. And two little t's. Then what you got? And what if you make this trait? I can't talk like a southerner. This trait with this trait. Okay? And you end up with a parent something like this that you're going to follow. And what if you breed the two together? Two that are kind of like that. So if this is like the mommy and this is like the daddy, and I say that the little n stands for albinism and the little t stands for short, this is just for like dwarf plants or something, then what would this one look like, these two parents? But they carry what? So I know the question on that last testing was about dihybrid crosses, and a lot of people have a little bit of difficulty with what to do next. So this next step is the vital thing. In order for these two to breed, which is we're crossing them right here, what do you have to do? You have to determine they what? Yes, you have to do the gametes. So they have to have egg and sperm meeting, and what's in the egg and sperm is what we're talking about now. So the next step in doing this is to make the mommy here. I'll just make this the mommy. Let's make her eggs over here. Someone come talk to my class. Anyway, here we go. So let's make her eggs. What kind of eggs can she have? She has to have at least one of the N's and one of the T's, doesn't she? Okay. Now why do they have like that? Because during meiosis, she has a what? Division? And you end up with haploid cells. Okay, there you go. So you have to have at least one, but you don't know exactly what it's going to do what. So you put like